Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, we got another turbo update in the building. Just to say off the bat, no, unfortunately, it's not the biggest one. But like I always say, a win is a win. If we go on Twitter, we can see that Melina is now live on Turbo Swap. We can see, right? Swap Turbo and Melina crossing with 50 plus tokens across, right? We can see that. So, once again, a win. We do like to see that. Very, very happy. We are also growing in size. We're just at 106,000 followers the other day, and now we are almost at 108,000. So it's good to see that the Twitter community is growing. The holders are also growing despite, you know, volume going down and the price going down. Speaking about the price, we will be monitoring it really, really close, right? Although I have talked about the weekly candle where I said, this weekly candle over here is, a chance Turbo can pull back here, right? That's what I was trying to say. Turbo can pull back here. And it's not the fact that Turbo has pulled back, ladies and gentlemen. It's how it pulled back. It's why it pulled back, right? You know, if it just pulled back normally, all the markets were bleeding, and which they are, right? Everything is bleeding the market, then it would have been, okay. But the Trump coin came out, and then, we got a shakeout, whatever, it happens. But then the other coin, Melena coin, came out. And for me, that was kind of like, oof, I don't like where this is going. So the reason, like I said, I don't like where this is going is because if these coins are going to be getting released, then people are simply going to be exiting positions on Turbo and other coins, which we don't want to see. Of course, if you're a Turbo holder, you do not want to see that, especially if you're someone that has bought recently, right? Or in the last few weeks. I know some people that have bought roughly at 1 cent or even higher because they thought it's going to pump when the Coinbase news did come out, and they would be roughly down 50% of the position. So imagine putting $1,000 and you're down to 500. It's not the prettiest view, right? Personally, right now, if I am in the red, I am personally not selling. That is just my mentality. I refuse to sell in the red, especially given the context of the market. I still believe there is much more room for Bitcoin to go, Bitcoin dominance to go, which means I believe there's going to be a big, big altcoin season in the next few months. Remember, at one point, right, especially if you have been in the markets for a while, I just want you to think right now. There's been so many weeks where it has been red, where it hasn't looked good, and you survived. You survived. That is the reality. You have survived. Even turbo holders, back when I called the original pullback over here and even over here, right? But specifically these holders over here, of course, there's all-time euphoria. There was all-time this, all-time that. But, we did have a couple weeks of red where, people did hold on and they survived. And then green and then red, right? And they survived. And it was a little bit green and it was red. And people thought, oh my gosh, this is it. And then we had nice green. Then, obviously we had some green and red candles here and there. But in general, you have to think about your journey. If you've been holding this coin for a while or other coins, right, that are, let's say, good, other meme coins that are good or other coins that have high utility, you've already survived many, many red days and many red weeks. You've also survived the most boring part in the summer where it was just going sideways and everything was kind of down, right? You survived. You are almost there, right? We are almost there, a couple weeks, a couple short months away from the biggest altcoin season. For me, there is no reason to think altcoin season is canceled. And the reason why I'm telling you guys this, even though it's not directly, to do with Turbo, is because if altcoin season was canceled, if everything was to go to poo, then you bet that Turbo would be canceled too. That is why I am telling you. So it's just something to, think about, right? In terms of mentality, in terms of keeping in the back of your mind. Now, I will say, right, we should not go lower than this area over here of 0.0047, that's when I would be worried. That's when I would personally be worried. And because we would be breaking massive structure. Of course, technically we have broken structure in different places, but when we look at it on a higher level, entering and going back over here to September price action, July price action, and even June price action, it would be really, really concerning that we may be creating a reverse head and shoulders, right? Especially with something like this, we don't want this to play out, and the only way this would play out is if Turbo would just die on its own, or if the markets would completely reverse. Now, I don't really think that's going to happen, just because it has been looking more red recently and a lot of weird things have been happening with the market. That doesn't necessarily mean it's over. So, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean it's over. Personally, I will be putting in my final bag of Turbo because the thing is, right, I believe the markets are rigged, and I believe there's certain places that institutions and big money are looking to enter in order to pump something, right? And same thing goes with Turbo, right? With how much money there is, there's institutions behind this. That is just reality. And this is going to be my final area where I buy. Roughly at 0.052 is where I'm going to be buying my final bag of Turbo. I will play it slightly aggressive. Generally, though, I will not be playing, you know, that aggressive with meme coins anymore, just because of what's been happening recently. I rather just also play it safe, potentially get 10, 15, 20, 25x from, utility coins, AI coins, and other coins. I still believe in Turbo. I still think Turbo can be, a top 5 coin. Well, not anymore, I guess, because of the 2 coins that came out, but we can still be, in the top 5 to top 10 range. So that is where I still think Turbo will end. Like I said, am still very high on this coin. I just didn't like what happened in the markets overall, right? But this is not directly a Turbo thing. Turbo is still great. It has a growing community. It's going to do great this bull run. I personally have a lot of faith, and I think you should too. If you are down once again, personally, I would hold. Obviously, not a financial advisor, but the last thing I have ever done is sell on a red day unless I kept some coins that I shouldn't have from previous cycles, or the first cycle I ever bought into was near the tops, right? But that's a learning experience. I'm already a couple cycles later, and I am not selling any positions, even if they are in the red. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. And remember, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.